Hey there, friends. What's going on? It's Codiak here, back for another unscripted video about Helldivers 2. I saw this post on Reddit the other day, and I thought it'd be a good topic for us to dive into because it's something that I've noticed over the last couple of days playing quick plays and jumping into random squads. So check this out. This was by Complain on the Internet, and the title is, I've never seen streamers do so much damage to a player base. And it's a rant, and he basically goes on to say, the amount of level 30 plus defend mission farmers that don't understand basic gameplay elements such as shared resources, enemy types, and how to defeat them, or how to perform objective tasks is staggering. It's honestly hard to wrap my brain around some of the things I'm witnessing on higher difficulties. I think that's exactly what I've been experiencing. And again, I'm a pretty decent player. I've cleared 7s, I've cleared 8s, I've tried to do a 9, haven't gotten through that yet. So I'm on the, I guess you could say, the upper end of the skills. Does that mean I'm the best Helldiver in the world? Of course not. No, obviously not. But let's break down what he's saying. A lot of people right now, if you know this, great. If you don't, here's some intel. A lot of people right now are farming one type of mission. It's one of the defend missions on the automaton front that will easily let you cheese it and complete the mission in like 2-3 minutes. All you need to do is drop a ton of mortars on like the central platform, and it will kill the, I think it's 160, 170 enemies required in about 2-3 minutes. You can extract, and then you get a ton of XP and requisition. It's great. If that's what you want to do, you want to do that mission 30, 40, 50 times and level up to, the current cap of 50, that's great. But that doesn't mean you're an expert at Helldivers. And I think that's the essence of the problem at the core of the issue. Because if you leave that and you're level 35 and you think that you're really good at Helldivers 2, that is kind of a delusion of grandeur, right? The entire game, Helldivers 2, is built around objective-based missions. So when people finally get into those missions, they don't know what they're doing. Their ego is inflated by their level thanks to that farm. So they're missing basic principles. And the one that is truly staggering is that they don't understand. There is a wide swath of people that don't understand that resources are shared. Medals, samples, super credits, those are shared, guys, across your entire team. So if you didn't know that, now you do. That's great. If you did know that, we need to keep saying that nice and loud, because one of the major issues is that leaders of groups are kicking players because they think that these folks are stealing medals, super credits, and samples, which is absolutely not the case. And that's the type of toxic behavior we do not need in the Helldivers 2 community. In my opinion, there needs to be some sort of voting system, protection for all types of players that, are on the receiving end of an unjustly, kick. That shouldn't be happening. The same could be said on the kicking side. Maybe you're in a squad with 2 or 3 abusive players. There needs to be some checks and balances for both sides, both parties in that. Now, the second part of that argument is talking about folks like myself. I'm not going to deny that we're not a channel that talks about metas and things like that. But the post that the original rant talks about how folks are just going with the meta build and it's ruining team play. And I agree and disagreed with that to an extent. Team play and communication are the single most important thing about this game. Any sort of objective-based Helldivers 2 mission requires those two things, team play and communication. Are your weapons and stratagems important? Yes. Are they the most important thing? Not really. The current meta, which is really good right now, like railgun, supply pack, or energy backpack, like those are all really good, but they're not foolproof. And just because it's good doesn't mean everybody needs to use it. So this is one of those weird balancing things. If you're using the meta and you like the meta, great, good for you. If you're not using the meta and you don't want to use the meta, that's also fine. And players shouldn't be pushing each other one way or the other to use those things. You can't chastise somebody for using the meta if they like using the meta, and vice versa. You can't chastise the player that's not using the meta because you think they should be using the meta. That is the kind of sticky, acidic, toxic thing that can deteriorate a community over time. We don't need that. So at the end of the day, it's really about team play. It's about communication, using your builds to the best of their advantage. One of the things that the meta is a cause of is players going off thinking they're invincible. Oh, I'm running the meta build. I can destroy everything. I can do everything by myself. There are some players that can do that, but there are a vast majority of players that cannot do that. So you have to stick together. And I actually talked about this in another video, but basically what I was getting at was if the game introduced some sort of system to enhance the team play elements, buffing the team if you stick together, buffing the team, if you are actively pinging on the map and following orders, that would further reinforce those team motivations, the things that would get you to stay with your teammates, stay with your squad mates, and play as a team, meta or not. Look, bottom line, everyone just wants to have fun playing this game. Fun for you might be playing the meta and completing Helldives at level 9. Fun for you might also mean logging in with 2 buddies, random filling those other 2 slots, and, putzing around on a 4 or 5. The game doesn't take itself seriously, so we don't have to take the game seriously either. And if you choose to take it seriously, that's fine, as long as you understand the fundamentals and you're not spreading that toxicity to the rest of the community. Let's not lose sight of the potential this game has, how solid this community was during the first 2 weeks, even through all those issues, and how great it could be long term if we think about what could come to Helldivers 2. Mechs, vehicles, new weapons, new stratagems, new enemy factions. We can enjoy all those things together and have a great time with it, or we could start chipping away at the edges, wear each other down, and eventually we have a fractured community or a smaller community. We don't need any of that. Helldivers 2 is an awesome game. I'm super excited that a lot of the major issues have been fixed. Server caps are well over 700K right now. This game could grow immensely, could continue to be an amazing game with new content. We just need to remember as a community, as a gamer myself, not talking to you as a content creator, just talking about somebody who logs into Helldivers 2 every night and plays this game, don't ruin it for each other. It's the bottom line. Have fun, enjoy the game. As always, my name is Codiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching. Play on.